Hey y'all, welcome to the channel. I just want to thank everybody for watching the videos. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you do not mind. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Robin SV021s. These are a pair of headphones that I've been really interested in trying out. There's a lot of headphones under $200 that just come up a lot. And these, based on the reviews that I had read, seem like they could be a good fit just from the standpoint of having a good bass response, being clear, having a really good build quality. So I found a used set that I could pick up. And I just have to tell you right off the bat, I'm disappointed in part of it, but I'm also really impressed with another part of it. But unfortunately, the part that I'm impressed by is not the important part, in my opinion. So I did buy these used. I think this is what you get with them. So you see, you just get a little adapter here with it. You get this pouch bag, which I doubt I would ever use, but I guess if you're going to throw it in a bag and you're worried about it getting dirty, you could use that. So it comes with this cable. The set that I got did have a second set, which is a balance cable, but I think this is all you get out of the box. So you get, it's 3.5 millimeter on the one side. I'm assuming this is 2.5 millimeter, but whatever this is, it works and it connects on both sides of the headphone here. Get that out of the way. Okay. So the good news is that this is a beautifully made set of headphones. So not only does it feel like it feels quality, it looks quality, you get metal construction, you get the leather kind of feel. This is a really comfortable band. These are some of the biggest, softest ear cups that I've ever used. Like, they're super comfy on your head, and it's super light. But when you put it on your head, it doesn't feel like cheap light. It just feels like comfortable. And it's pretty small, so it kind of contours to your head, and it's a very good feeling, good looking headphone. So I said here, when you click these in, yeah, left. You hear that? That's quality. I mean, that just sounds great. These look great. They sound great. They don't sound great, actually. that's the issue. So anyway, I'm going to just unplug these back real quick here. Okay, so that's all the good news. I'll be doing more in-depth reviews with specific song samples and the kind of pros and cons on some of the other devices I'm going to be reviewing. But these don't sound good on anything, as far as I'm concerned. I don't like the way that these sound on really anything, so I'm not going to do a super in-depth review, but I will tell you what I don't like about them. So a lot of the reviews will say that these have excellent bass or strong bass or something like that. How these actually sound is you get the boomy, you know, you get the bang, bang, you know, you get that, and you get the rumble, like a kind of vague rumble in the background if there's something bassy going on, but it doesn't have any definition to it. It just kind of sounds bad. It's just kind of boomy and undefined. Just doesn't sound very good on the bass side. And then in the mids, everything's recessed. So when you try to listen to, I mean, even for something like hip-hop, where I would normally like that kind of thing, it doesn't work, because here's the issue, is that the bass is boomy and without definition, so you don't get any punch. You just get this kind of vague rumble with it, which doesn't sound all that great. And when you turn it up, it gets even worse. But then you can't hear the mids on these. Like, the voices sound the most pushed back on anything that I've listened to, and I like stuff that has recessed vocals sometimes, because then you can turn it up higher. Like, I like the triple Melee IEMs, because you can listen to them and enjoy it and turn it up, and you don't have the voices aren't like overpowering. Like, it sounds good. But with these, you can barely hear the vocals sometimes, and even when you can hear them, they're turned down so much that you don't get all the crispness and clarity and definition of somebody's voice that you would want to hear. Which even that wouldn't be the end of the world, but when you go to turn it up, the treble is amplified so much that it's like stabby on the high end. So honestly, I have not listened to a pair of headphones that I disliked more than these with all the different things that I've bought. because to me what these give you is vague, rumbly, bloated kind of bass. Then you can't really hear the vocals all that well. They're pushed way back. And then if you try to turn it up, all the high notes and treble ends up stabbing you in the head because they crank that up as well. So you would say, okay, well, the build quality is great. Maybe the tuning just isn't the best. Okay, so, and then I did a couple different things. I used Crinical's EQ for this. I loaded it into Equalizer APO with the piece GUI, and it just sounds bland. Like, I don't know if it's that the driver isn't a very good quality, but once you try to EQ it, it just doesn't sound like much. It just is super boring. So I tried to EQ it myself, and I did some adjustments I've got a Loki Mini. So I just kind of started playing around with the EQ with that. You can do that as well, but the issue is, again, I don't know what the deal is with these, but they don't EQ well. You can barely EQ anything, and when you do, again, it just doesn't sound very good. Like when you remove the bloated bass and you try to add a little bit of punchy bass, and then you turn down the treble a little bit and you try to bring the mids forward, it just doesn't sound right. Like it doesn't sound good. Well, I'd say it sounds more right, but it sounds kind of boring and meh. Like, I mean, I've got Koss headphones that sound better than this before and after EQ. I'll do a review on these later, but if you want something with that's kind of punchy and fun, and but you get greater clarity in the vocals, and it isn't stabbing you in the head on the treble side, I much prefer these $40 KPH 40. I think that's what they're called, KPH 40s from Koss. I love these, and look at how tiny these are. You just pop them on your head. They're easy to carry around with you. These sound way, way better than these. To me, this sounds like maybe it is good for some. Now, the one thing I do like about these is that if you're a low volume listener, then these might work for you, because what it gives you is kind of a sense of warmth. You get that bass, you get a little bit of detail in the treble area, and then you just kind of get almost like a humming along kind of vibe on the vocals, just enough to hear it. Like if you're studying or you're working and you just like to listen to headphones at really low volume and just kind of have something almost like background, these might work for that. But for me, as soon as I turn the volume up on these to a level, and I'm not talking about crazy loud, but I'm guessing once you get past 80 dB, 80, 90 dB, you just start to lose. So you gain the stabby treble, so it starts to hurt. The vocals still don't sound quite as present as you'd want, and then the bass gets even bigger and boom. Now I love bass, but there's way better ways to do bass than this. The way the bass is done with this, it just sounds boomy and undefined and vague. And if I had never tried anything else, if I'd only tried Beats headphones, I'd probably love these. But I have tried other things, and there's a ton of other options that sound way better on the bass side, and don't give you that stabby treble, and will allow you to hear vocals a lot better than these do. And it's too bad, because I love the build quality. I love how these feel in my head. I wanted to love these. I've wanted to try these forever, but they're just not great. And with that bloated bass, you also get almost no sense of soundstage. You don't get any kind of real accurate imaging. You just kind of have left and right and the muddy bass, which kind of mixes everything in together. So I would say skip these, even though they're really nice looking. I don't know, maybe if you replace the pads, that changes some of the acoustic properties. I don't know. I can imagine for myself, if when I was a newbie, and if these were my first headphones, I probably would have really enjoyed them. But now that I've tried so many different things, especially in the world of IEMs, I don't know if you guys have messed with IEMs much, but that is by far the best value for your dollar. A $50 pair of triple in melees with replacement spin fit tips on them, which I'll do a review on that soon. I'm going to put that against what the Blonde BL03s and kind of compare them head to head. But the quality you get out of that compared to this, it's almost laughable, the difference. This is not a great experience. In fact, I'd rather listen to my monoprice retros that are $30 closebacks than listen to these. I'd much rather listen to the DT770s because even though they're a little bit stabby on the treble side too, a little bit of EQ and they sound great, where these, if you try to EQ them, they just fall apart. I guess that's what I was trying to say with the EQ, is that it's not even like they're just boring or they're flat or whatever. You start to EQ these and they can't take the EQ. They just don't sound good at all. They don't sound accurate. They just sound like really bad headphones. So anyway, I wanted to love these. I've wanted to try these forever. I'm disappointed, but I will be selling these, and I just want to share with other people. I don't know if people just have different mindsets, or they got affiliate links and that's why they're reviewing these so well. But I can tell you, I hope I can save everybody a little bit of money by saying these feel and look just as good as they do on current. Like, these are beautifully made, they look great, but they sound terrible. And I've tried these both on just using an Apple dongle. I did do it that way, and they do work reasonably well. I will say, if you do have these and buy them, I would recommend an amp, because that definitely does bring the bass up a little bit and gives you a little bit better performance on the bass side. But with an amp, without an amp, I use the Modi Magni stack that I have here, and I had the same results out of both of them. So I mean, they're okay. If these were the only headphones I had here, it wouldn't be the end of the world. But I find they bother me. You've got bloated bass, you've got recessed mids, so you can barely hear anything. And then if you turn it up, the treble stabs you because they've turned it up so much. It's just a very weird tuning to me, and I'm kind of confused on why so many people enjoy these. I'd much rather listen to, like I said, these COS headphones than listen to these. Anything I've got here, the $15 stuff, I'd rather listen to than these. They just bother me. So to each their own. Maybe it's just my ear shape or whatever, or maybe I've got a bad pair, or I don't know. I'm trying to, if you love them, then great, that's good for you. But I'm just saying my experience has been very disappointing with these, and I hope that will help with anybody looking to make a decision. They're okay for gaming. You do hear bass, and then you get some definition, but I'm really kind of reaching here. For $150, I feel like you can do better for $30 in terms of the sound. Now, not the build. This is probably the best built headphone that I've ever had, but in terms of the sound quality on these, I'm very disappointed, and I was going to keep them for comparative reviews, but it's not even a comparison thing. Like, I can't listen to, I wouldn't recommend these against anything, because I really don't like the way that they sound. I think they sound like they're trying to get somebody, almost like they're trying to trick you into thinking it's good when it's really not. It's like, oh, look at all this bass and look at all this treble and this kind of V-shaped, but it just doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for my head anyway. So anyway, thank you for watching. I'm going to try to pump out more videos soon. I just wanted to get something up here, and I've got a bunch of headphones and IEMs that I've been reviewing, and hopefully I can the goal of this isn't just to do a bunch of reviews. It's to find different things at different price points that will work for people and kind of review the reviewers, see what's real, see what isn't, from a guy that doesn't have any affiliate links, at least for now, and can kind of tell you what I hear when I listen to them. And for now, although I love the way these feel and look, I wouldn't recommend anybody buying these. So thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please press the like button, comment, subscribe, and have a good day. Thank you.